Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Two Buds One Podcast. This is episode 44. I am your host. I am one of the hosts of Two Buds One Podcast, the Techno Jelly, with my co-host Alchem Games. That was an awful intro, but we're not restarting. So, Alchem, it's been somehow we've managed to make this weekly podcast a bi-weekly podcast just by random, what's it called? Scheduling problems and stuff like that, but it's okay. It's okay. I mean, we were weekly for a very long time, and it just so happens everything just piled on in this every other thing. But so a bunch of stuff happened this week, in the past 2 weeks actually. But luckily, even with us missing a week of news, the real big news was the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. Let's be real, like it was all over the internet, no matter where you went, and it just was everywhere. So, Alchem, first of all, blanket question. Give the Nintendo Direct a letter grade. I can give you mine if you want to think about it. I can give you mine.
I got mine.
Okay.
I'd say I'd give it a solid 7.
That's not a letter grade, but okay.
Oh wait, letter. Sorry. Since
out of 10, 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10.
Yeah, it's 7 out of 10. Yeah, 7 out of 10. Look, out of the basic letter grade, I'd give it a C plus.
C plus, really?
I mean, C plus, maybe B minus.
Okay.
B minus.
I was giving for me. It was like for me 7 is like B plus. Isn't 8 an A?
Yeah. I mean, wait, hold on. A is top tier. Well, I guess A plus would be like 10.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd give it a B. I'd give it a solid B.
Yeah. I was gonna say B to B plus.
Mm-hmm.
I would say. Without and like I would honestly the problem with this direct for me personally is the direct itself was like a B plus to an A, but then everything that happened after the direct was like, oh, I see. And I mean it's even worse nowadays for you specifically, but we can get to that. I don't know if you've actually seen that part of it, but we'll talk about the direct first.
I saw their announcement, and I know why.
Yeah. I mean, they weren't hiding about it. So
no one's hiding it.
So, Alchem, the direct,
yes,
it happened. It was good. It was fun. I think it was a very fun direct, personally. It was nice to see Nintendo actually. I mean, there's weird things about it, and sure, but like it's Nintendo. Nintendo is like, I hate to be like that guy to say this because it feels like a buzzword almost, but Nintendo is different, and it's hard to say like why, but they're just different. They're built different, and Nintendo is always. It's hard to predict what Nintendo's gonna do, you know. And it's. I think honestly, Alchem, for me, the most unpredictable thing Nintendo did was call the Switch successor the Nintendo Switch 2. Like, I thought they were going to come up with this weird random name. Like, I thought it was going to be some weird...
Switch U?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be like the Switch E or something like that, honestly. Like, I was super convinced. But, you know, they just called it the Switch 2, which is honestly fine. And I actually kind of like the... Did you ever notice, like, during the Direct, the snap? The snap thing they do with the
it's different.
It's different. The two.
It had two sounds.
It has two sounds.
It made two sounds
because it's the two.
They had the traditional snap thing, and then later in one of the other presentations when they showed the thing connecting, it made that new snap.
It made the new snap
sound.
And the two.
Wait.
And like when the logo hits it, it's the two hitting the thing too as well. So like
wow.
They actually put some thought into like the actual like how to put. Like, they've put the 2 in the brand, which is hilarious.
I will say this. The reason I think they went with this whole number thing instead of naming it something different, because they're trying to avoid what the Wii and the Wii U did.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Because remember, the Wii U was never really a new console. It was just like an upgrade to the previous Wii, because like graphics-wise, it wasn't really that big of a change.
Well, the problem was
a little screen.
The problem was
people thought it was an addition.
Yeah, people didn't realize it was a separate console.
Yep. People thought it was people literally thought it was just an additional thing you could add to your
Like
console,
before the Switch
and
came
they want
out,
to avoid that.
Nintendo went from literally the best-selling console almost ever made from the Wii to one of the worst-selling consoles that they've made. You know, like I think the Wii U did worse than the GameCube, and the GameCube, like in terms of Nintendo sales, was very low. Like obviously we're talking about Nintendo standards here, so they're still selling millions and millions of units, but like for Nintendo, the Wii U was like very close to a failure.
They learned their lesson.
Yeah.
After one screw up with the name.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
So, out of all the things released, what was the best thing that you think? What was the best thing and or most excited for, and what's the worst thing in the direct itself? We can talk about the stuff that happened after the direct as a whole separate thing. We're talking just the direct.
I'll be honest. For me, the biggest thing still is Metroid Prime.
Oh yeah,
Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah.
The surprises that I wasn't expecting, was, I'd say, Deltarune Chapter 3 and 4 actually coming out together on the day
with a release date. With a release date. Too.
Yeah. And also, out of nowhere, just the thing everyone's been dying for, like a lot of people have been dying for since it's been announced for years. They finally announced Silk Song has actually gotten.
I mean, funny enough, speaking of that outcome, I'm worried about Silk Song because it was just the year, not a month, and it's like, I swear to God, if they delay the game again, people are gonna riot.
Don't worry, it'll be at the end of the year, and then they'll say, "Whoops, for quality reasons, we're pulling it back again."
Yeah. Honestly, for me, the biggest thing was two things. Mario Kart World looks amazing. Like, it just looks amazing. It looks like the Mario Kart game that I always thought of playing, you know? And Duskbloods. Duskblood looks super interesting.
Duskblood did look really good.
The only problem I have with Duskbloods is it's 100% a multiplayer game. So it's not a single player. People were calling it Bloodborne 2. It's not Bloodborne 2. It's actually Elden Ring, Night Ring with a different, like, it's a different take on the multiplayer thing. Because it's not a PV, it's not a co-op game. It's a PvP game. It's an 8-player PvP game from what we know. Which is interesting. And I'm interested to see how the Switch is going to handle that. Because, you know, the Switch 1, it wasn't exactly known for its great multiplayer. Especially online multiplayer. And so I wonder how they're going to be changing that with Switch 2. Which is going to be interesting. And honestly, Alchem, I'm just kind of interested in... first of all, I'm going to say this. When I say I'm interested, I'm not going to be buying a Switch 2 when it comes out, unfortunately. Because we'll get to that. But even with that, I'm still really interested in that new Donkey Kong game. The Donkey Kong Bonanza. Like, the Donkey Kong Bonanza looks really, really interesting. And I don't know if this is like a negative point for my gamer credit, but I haven't played a Donkey Kong game. Like,
ever?
I think I played... The problem is I've watched a lot of people play Donkey Kong Country, and now I can't remember if some of the memories I have of me playing it is, like, actually real. You know what I mean? Because it was such a long time ago when if I did play it.
Oh my God.
Like, it would have been decades ago when I did actually play like the original Donkey Kong Country games.
Oh my God. Jelly, are you okay?
What do you mean?
Geriatric Jelly, are you good?
You're literally older than me.
You don't remember playing some games? Oh my God. No. Jelly.
I don't remember if I actually did play them.
Oh my God.
I've watched a lot of people play them, so...
He's forgetting his save files. No.
Well, the thing is, like, I don't... if I remember correctly, I might have been at my uncle's place when he had an original SNES.
Okay.
And I was so fascinated with that as a kid because, like, oh my God, these things were out when I wasn't alive.
So you've never played any of the Donkey Kong countries, not even the new ones on the
Recently.
Wii or
No.
not even the Wii ones.
Nope.
Not
Not the
even
drums. Not the one with the drums.
64. Not even Jungle Beat or Donkey Konga?
Nope.
What about 64?
Nope.
Diddy Kong Racing?
Nope.
King of Swing?
I don't
That's
even.
actually legit.
I didn't. I was like, are you joking? But no.
No.
Can you move your mouse, please? Your mouse is on your face. Thank you.
Mario versus Donkey Kong?
Nope.
I'm not even kidding about some of these titles. These titles are real.
Okay, wait.
Not even the one where he's facing off against the little mini Marios.
I was about to say, wait. There was one that I played where it was like toy Marios against Donkey Kong.
I mean, technically, it's not a Donkey Kong game, but it's still Donkey Kong.
Yeah, that's. You're technically playing as Mario in that one, though, aren't you?
Yeah, technically, you're technically. I mean,
I've never played it.
I
think I played. Okay, I'm starting to remember. I played the very original Donkey Kong Country when I was a kid, but I never like owned any of them. I just played it at
Rejoice, he's recovered his memory. Let's
but
go.
Since then, I've never played a Donkey Kong game. That was like a primary. Donkey Kong is the protagonist. So I'm interested in Donkey Kong Bonanza, and it's like a 3D platformer too. Though I suck at 3D platformers, man. I suck at platformers and 3D platformers. I'm so bad at them. It's like my worst genre by far. Now, puzzle games are actually my worst genre. Okay, it's my second worst genre by far.
Great at FPSs, sucks at platforming.
I don't even think I'm that great at FPSs. I'm just stubborn in FPSs.
Yeah, I mean tenacity. Okay,
it's true.
There's nothing wrong with tenacity.
Yeah. Also, while I'm not super excited for it, I was very happy for the people that were happy when Kirby Air Riders was announced, because I saw some people going nuts for that game. I did not know the first one existed, but there were some people really excited for Kirby Air Riders, and that was cool to see.
It surprised me. Honestly, when I saw that, I was like, "Wait, are we getting a new Kirby game right off the bat?"
Yeah, I felt really bad for some people because when the trailer started for that one and it was Kirby punching the star, there's a bunch of people thought it was a new Smash Brothers. And they were yeah.
Okay, fine. It is Sakurai, and Kirby is his darling. Kirby was one of the first things he made.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure he would start it off without having to have Kirby right there off the bat, because it'll cause confusion already.
Yeah, it would cause confusion because he's not going to be involved in the next one. 100%.
Yeah. I mean, if anything,
he's not going to be the main producer in the next one. He might be involved, but he's not going to be the main producer.
If anything, it would probably not involve a mainstay like one of the main characters of Nintendo, and then kind of just egg you on until eventually they show the little emblem of Smash Bros.
I mean, especially with the upgrade, they might just have an upgrade pass for the current Smash. Because the problem is like, where does Smash even go? Like, where do you even go? Like, I don't even know what you do next.
Even further beyond.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Smash Bros. Beyond. That's what you call it, or something like that. Yeah, there you go, Sakurai. I just gave you your next title name. You're welcome.
I am excited for Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, though. And the mouse controls with the controller looks actually really cool.
That was...
The mouse controls using the F... That's interesting. That's really cool.
That's like the most innovative thing I've seen so far from Nintendo in a long time. But then again, where do you go at this point for them? I mean, the only thing I can ever think of is, I don't know, they already innovated controller peripherals, which was amazing, and it worked for them. The nunchuck idea. Now we have the 2 Wii Joy-Con things, so that works too.
Joy-Cons.
And yeah, I don't know where else they can go, and besides
the C button, apparently. The Discord at 10 FPS or lower, and webcam functions from 2004.
Oh my god! I can't believe we're getting Nintendo Discord. That's a thing.
I mean, I'm glad they're doing it for the people that are excited for something like that, but I don't see any And
You want to
significant.
know
I
why?
don't see a significant amount of people actually using it.
It's for the people in like their like 25s, 30s, and above. Those older gamers,
Yeah, probably.
who are like who are just used to being in a Skype call or whatever voice chat meeting they're in with in their office. Then they go home and do the same thing, but with gaming.
I think
There's no way that four kids or like kids are going to be in a small little
no.
4-man call. No.
I mean, they're using
I
Discord.
mean, yeah, they're using Discord. They're literally using Discord, and they can have
Because like I think the
more people in
problem that the C button is trying to solve is that the problem is that those people who play those types of games aren't playing Switch. Which, to be fair, if they're trying to get those people to switch, this might be a way. It could be. We don't know. Like, it could be, but I don't see it realistically happening. So we'll have to see. I am glad that they didn't fake the trailer though. Did you see, like, there's no faking in that trailer for the C button. Like the game share stuff was such low FPS.
Yeah,
like they weren't faking it. They weren't faking it. So I'm like kudos to you guys and not like CGing it to have better frame rate. Because that thing was at like 3 FPS, maybe 5 at best.
I mean, could you imagine if they tried to lie their way through, and then when it came out, everyone saw?
I mean, Nintendo. I mean, the thing with Nintendo is that they're generally truthful when it comes to like game previews and like previews of things.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not too bad. Even though I don't trust Nintendo when it comes to a lot of things, when it comes to their game previews and stuff like that, I trust them almost 100%. They don't fake it.
I think we're past the age where like devs try to make some fake video-esque thing to like simulate gameplay.
We are not past that.
Literally, I don't know. I think we're in the age of the internet where everyone can literally look at it with a microscope and can see what is real and see past the veil. And
days before happened this year or last year, Alchem. Like
days before was a scam to begin with. Wait, wasn't that the scam one?
That was
literally the scam one.
Yeah, but it was literally a fake game trailer. That's what it was.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, but I mean, I'm talking about.
And people believed it. People believed it,
though. Yeah, true. But I mean, I feel like there's a difference between someone intentionally trying to scam and
trying to fake. Yeah, trying to fake a thing. I mean,
just trying to fake hype and fake generate like.
I guess
it's making people believe that it's this great.
Yeah, I guess it depends on like how deep you want to go with the fakeness, because there is a lot of game trailers that it's like you can see at the bottom text it's like not real gameplay but in engine.
Yeah, in-game engine video or something like that. Not real gameplay.
But like Nintendo's never done something like that, so it's why I'm like, yeah, I trust their game trailers. I don't necessarily trust all other game trailers from other companies unless it's like strictly labeled as gameplay, stuff like that.
Oh,
which is why I'm actually excited about Mario Kart World.
Tell me something. What do you think of the very dumb what is that? The thing you could buy that just
welcome
guides
tour
you around.
The welcome tour, the thing that should be pre-installed in the Switch too, but it's a paid game. I actually heard an interesting story for that. And apparently, that reason it's paid, the most likely reason it's paid, is because Reggie's no longer there. Apparently, Reggie is one of the people that pushed really hard for like Wii Sports and stuff like that to be bundled with the console. Like he pushed really hard for that, and he was like,
"Do we lose?"
Because it's a not a problem, but it's a cultural difference, because the Japanese devs. When Reggie was pushing for it, he basically said, this should be free for the console. And the Japanese responded like, why would we offer something for free when we've worked on it? Like, we want to be paid for our work, you know? Because these games aren't, like, they don't just magically appear. They did work on these things, right? Now there is dev time dedicated to it, so you can understand what their, like, thought process is. And in Japan, like, there's no, like, freebies aren't a thing. Tips aren't a thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's a very different culture. So you can understand where the Japanese worker is going for. But
it's basically just an elaborate user guide.
It is a user manual. It's a user manual. Like,
shouldn't cost anything.
Honestly, Alchem, I think my biggest problem with that is that this is a glorified user manual. Because, like, if it was Wii Sports, you could argue Wii Sports is a game. You know, Wii Sports is a game. If they sold that separately, that's totally fine. If there's bundled in, that's totally cool. Bundle it in, sell it separately. It's a video game. It is a tech demo trying to demonstrate the Wii motion controls, but sure, but it's still a video game. Welcome Tour is a user manual with mini games. Like that's what it is.
I really honestly hope this isn't just a taste of things to come kind of thing.
I mean, I think that's just the change. That's just the change of Nintendo of America not having as much say because the voices aren't as loud as like Reggie.
We need Reggie back. Doug Bowser. I mean, your name is Bowser, but it doesn't matter. They don't care.
I mean, the problem is that like overall, it doesn't matter. You know, like, are they really losing that much money for selling this? If anything, they're probably gaining money for the people that actually do buy it, because it
feels like they're losing. They're just, I don't know. They're losing. I forget the term, credit? But they're losing face. Yeah, credit. Customer credit.
I don't honestly, Alchem. I don't think it's a big enough splash for it to matter. I think something like this is. I think a lot of this is people are like, it's Nintendo being weird. Nintendo hand wave. You know what I mean?
I agree with you, but I also will go under this as either slippery slope or baby steps towards something worse in the future.
Honestly,
like as long as no one sees this as a way for them to test the waters, which I hope none of them over there do.
No, I don't think so. Honestly. I don't think so. I mean, honestly, I truly believe that it's just a cultural difference of they worked on something, so they want to sell it to the customers, not give it away to the customers. You know what I mean? Because that's the way, that's how Japanese business works. You make a product and then you sell the product.
Just business.
Yeah, and it's just like the giveaways and like, or not giveaways, but like, because of course, like in Japanese stuff, there is bundles and stuff like that. But like in video games, that's never really happened, you know. So I think it's just a difference, and Reggie wasn't there to be able to like really push for it. So you know, it's just slightly different. I actually have an interesting. Okay, what do you think about the Nintendo GameCube only being available for Nintendo Switch 2? Because, I mean, I'll just say this. As a business decision, it makes total sense.
I don't know. I think it's pretty scummy, too. I mean...
They're trying to get people to go to Switch 2.
Yeah, it's scummy the consumer that you're doing this, but understandably, if you're trying to get people to hop aboard to the new console, this makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, because I think sense-wise, it is. You're incentivizing them more to jump ship to the other thing.
Yeah, because I think honestly, Alchem, and the reason I'm okay with it is because I don't think the person that's truly upset that they can't play Nintendo GameCube games on their Switch 1, I don't think they were gonna buy a Switch 2 anyway. Like, they probably can play those GameCube games. You know what I mean? Like, the amount of people that are going to be truly upset isn't enough for them to be, like, it to be another tick on another person saying, like, oh, yeah, and I can play GameCube games, I guess, if I want. When they buy the Switch 2, you know? Because for the most people, like, the classics are nice, but most people don't care.
But nostalgia, well, okay.
No, it is nostalgia. There is huge nostalgia, but I think one thing for a lot of people, and you know, we do fall into this category as lads, we forget how small the internet really is, especially like Twitter and social media. The people that are really angry that the Nintendo GameCube is only for the Switch 2 is like probably, I would enter like less than 1% of actual customers that are going to be that bought the Switch 1 and potentially going to the Switch 2. I think the majority of people just are like, it's a cool thing, but like, I don't think a lot of people are going to be buying the Switch 2 so they can play GameCube games, you know? So like, they can kind of be like, oh, this is only for Switch 2. So it's one of those check marks for like, oh, and it's a upgrade over the Switch 2 or Switch 1 type of deal. You know what I mean? And like, And another thing, honestly, Alchem,
Yeah.
it's a great thing for parents. Because the parents that buy their kids Switch 2s, they're going to love this. They're going to play Wind Waker because they played it as a kid. Because they don't have a GameCube anymore.
That's true.
Because,
we
like,
now have older gamers.
yeah, the parents are going to love that because they played these games as a kid. And,
That's
the people, like, the old school gamers, like, they're not buying a Switch 2 anyway. So, like, it's not that big of a deal.
Not in my economy.
I mean, I don't think you're gonna be buying a. You're not gonna be like. I don't think this is a deal breaker for you, Alchem.
Sorry, I just hurt myself with that one.
I feel you. I feel you when it comes to that.
I don't know. I mean, I already lost my biggest concern has always been the whole fact that everything's now digitized, so we now no longer have a piece of anything to hold on to. So that whole ship of mine has set sail. So
that was proven to be false. Like if you're talking about the not the physical games with the keys.
Oh.
It's not that the DRMs like the where it's a game cartridge that just has the key on the game or like an access pass to the game. Those do exist. That is not the standard though. That is just something Nintendo is introducing.
It's a practice that they're doing, but it's not the standard for all their games.
Yes.
Also, but they have said for a majority of their games, you do need to have at least online access once.
Yeah.
Once.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, that still means that I technically have to go online in order to get it from you, otherwise I won't get it. It's technically not in my hands if I buy it from the store.
Yeah. So like that part was definitely. Yeah, but I mean,
I couldn't pay internet because I had to buy the Switch with Mario Kart, but now I can't play it because I have no internet.
Do you need internet to play the game on a physical game cartridge? I don't think you do.
So,
or do you need it
that
once?
Some of them once. From what I remember hearing in one of the things, I may need to review it again.
I think you're thinking about.
To say that.
I think you're thinking about downloading the games through the virtual card system. Because I remember them talking about you need internet connection once when you loan a game to someone through the virtual card system. Because you need internet to download the game, but then to play the game you don't need internet.
But you know that the whole key card thing, the whole idea of the whole key card, where some of them, not all, remember, as we said, not all, but some of them are just a glorified key card. And need the internet in order to use those.
Yeah, but I was saying like in the Mario Kart is not one of the games that has the.
That's going to be true. That's going to be true. Yeah. It is going to be.
It's certain games.
I'm just being hyperbole for comedic purposes.
Yeah.
I'm just being hyperbolic for that purpose. But I'm just saying there are some games where sadly that's going to happen.
I mean, honestly, Alchem, not to be.
Don't you burst my bubble and try to be devil's advocate here?
The reason my tinfoil hat is the reason Nintendo made this is because other companies want this. Nintendo doesn't. Nintendo loves physical media.
Listen here, Jelly, with your tinfoil. There's no secret game cabal trying to control the market and tell others what to do so that they control how everything runs. How dare you try to say that? Hold on. Do you have another hat? I want one. I need one my size.
No. I have.
Nintendo ninjas are coming for me.
But yeah, so some other things that I was interested in the direct. Alchem, I laughed so hard when the Dragon Drive game was revealed, the wheelchair basketball game.
Oh my god, what the?
That was. I understand what they're going for, but
I saw that game and I wanted to say so many things,
funny.
but I thought it wasn't allowed.
Yeah, the
Like
problem is like it was so funny. I'm like, I don't even know. I don't know. I
um,
don't know.
I wanted to. There
watching
were so many things.
streamers react to that and them just like they're just not saying anything. They're just every streamer I saw or any content creator that was reacting to the Nintendo Direct when that game showed up went dead silent and just like covered their
Yeah,
mouths and like not saying
every
anything.
single one. The only one who didn't, because I saw his post about it, was Ricky Berwick, which I thought he is the most fitting person to make a joke or comment about it.
Yeah.
And he was hilarious. Like, finally, a game for me. You're like, oh, I
Yeah.
can't say anything, but that is
Yeah,
funny.
it's just oh my god, that was so weird. But like when you think
was-
about the tech, it kind of makes sense. But also, I just want to say that game sounds so annoying to play. Like you literally
Yeah.
need a table in front of you to play this game with space. It's gonna be so annoying to play. Like this is weird. Like even jokes aside, this game seems like to be really annoying to play because you need a table in front of you and space above you because you need to be able to shoot as well.
Yeah, I was
It's
like,
weird.
Wait, don't you need? I guess you could just have your table. You just have a table right here.
Yeah,
And just like
yeah, that's what you need to do. Like it's very weird.
Just get one of those old ass like just go kids go to your parents.
Yeah, I was
Tell
gonna say
them,
the
"Hey, you have any of
tables.
those like TV,
The
those,
TV
like,
tables,
TV
yeah.
dinner tables. Yeah, those you may not understand what this is, but they'll understand because they
They'll
lived on the
understand.
couch. They lived in the couch living room era. So you just ask for one. They have them. Trust me.
Yeah.
And there
We
you
have
go.
them. I have them.
You will have no idea what it's for, but you'll be able to play the I don't know what it's called again. The
Drag and Drive.
The basketball Drag and Drive.
Drag X Drive, but I assume it's just called Drag and Drive.
You'll be able to enjoy that game with that. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh.
Some I'm interested. Yeah, I'm interested to see how Elden Ring actually runs on the Switch too.
Oh yeah, I forgot we are getting Elden Ring.
Same with
We're getting a
Cyberpunk.
lot of them.
Cyberpunk, Elden Ring, and the Final Fantasy remake. I'm so interested to see how that actually runs. Though, okay, wait, Alchem, I don't. Final Fantasy VII remake integrate. What is okay? Here, my problem is I don't know the Final Fantasy VII remake like game names. Is Integrate the first one?
I don't know. I thought played it either
I thought Rebirth was the first one.
I mean,
I don't know.
All I know is I'll probably have to pay $80 for it.
Well, you're paying $80 for half the game, first of all, because it's not the full game. That was the reason I didn't buy the first Final Fantasy VII remake, because it's not the full game.
Yeah, it's not the full game. Yep, we're just gonna.
Yeah. Street Fighter is coming to it as well, which is pretty cool. Which makes sense because the Japanese audience loves fighting games too. So
true.
The new Street Fighter game has to come for the Nintendo Switch.
I feel like it should come at least with season 1 of the characters, but I don't.
It's Street Fighter. It's Street Fighter 6 Year 1 and 2 Fighters Edition. So
okay, never mind.
That's what the name is on the Nintendo Direct official website.
Oh, then it will come with the fighters from the.
Yeah, it looks like it does.
Cool. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna say this now, but I'm waiting when it does come out. I swear to God, if they're gonna charge $80 for this thing, and they're just gonna be like, "But you guys get the characters from year 1 and 2."
From what I know, the retail price of Street Fighter 6 is going to be the regular $60.
Oh, thank goodness! Yay! Something good out of that. Yeah. Sweet.
Well, I mean, I don't know if we want to get into this now. I do want to just say, before we get into this, I also really like that Split Fiction is going into Nintendo Switch 2 as well, because I think like
that's one of the best games to go there.
Yeah, I think Split Fiction really works with the Nintendo crowd. I think they'd really enjoy that game for the people who are only Switch. Like, for people who are only Nintendo players, I think they would love Split Fiction.
It'll work.
I think they'd love also love the last game that they made, It Takes Two.
It Takes Two.
I don't think they'd like the first one. I don't think they'd like the first one, the jailbreak one.
Oh wait, no, I don't remember that one.
It was the first one they made before It Takes Two. It Takes Two is technically the second game they made with the whole split screen gameplay thing. The company.
Hmm.
They've made 3 of them so far. A Way Out.
Huh.
That's what it was called. A Way Out. A Way Out is where 2 guys, it's a jailbreak scenario and they try to break out. It Takes Two is the one that everyone's played. And then Split Fiction is the newest one. They've made these styles of games 3 times. They're getting better and better and better. The first one is cool if you're interested in this style of gameplay, but it's definitely like, oh, this is their first attempt. Like, it is rough in the gameplay sections, I would say, but still interesting. And it's cool that the 007 game is coming to the Switch too, but like we don't even know, and we know literally nothing about that game. So
no, that's it. They just know they're working on it.
It's cool that there might be a Switch 2 version. Like it's literally Project 007 tentative, so we don't even know. Like on the official Nintendo website, it literally has tentative on it, so we don't even know if there's.
Was that a Switch exclusive?
What Project?
I don't even think the Project 007.
No, it's just a version for Switch 2.
Yeah, it's just a version that's going to be for the Switch 2. Okay. Yeah. So I'm just like, all right, I guess you're gonna announce your game there, but sure.
Yeah.
Cool. I mean.
No, I mean this was already announced. It's been announced for a while.
Really? Huh.
We've known that there's been a 007 game in the works for at least a year, I'm pretty sure.
I was unaware.
But I mean, the problem is all we know is that it's being worked on, and that's it. That's literally it. Like, there's nothing else. I don't even think we know who's working on it. Like, we don't actually know what dev team is working on it. So that's really cool. I was pretty excited. But then, after the direct, some bombshells hit. And I think the biggest bombshell, there's one bombshell that hit that is still true, and a couple bombshells that hit that is true with an asterisk. I think the true with the asterisk one is easiest to explain, is that the $80 price point is true, but the $90 one is probably not true. The problem is that it seems that Nintendo is doing pricing based on games. So for instance, Mario Kart is $80 US, but the new Donkey Kong game is $70 US, and Street Fighter 6 is $60. So like it looks like it's going to be game by game. So there is no standard, but Nintendo is willing to start charging $80 now, which is not very surprising. Nintendo's always been really stingy with this. It's like Breath of the Wild is still $60, a game that came out a billion years ago. So like it's not that surprising, honestly, for me.
No.
But so the asterisk is like, it's not going to be for every game, but they are willing to do that, which, is, depending on your point of view, worse or bad. I think it's actually worse overall, because that means we just don't know what games are going to cost when they announce them, because it's just going to be like, what is Nintendo feeling like that day?
I mean, it'll also kill the whole thing if one game's if it's not a Nintendo exclusive and it's selling for 70 in one console, then they have to sell it for 70 or 60 or whatever price they choose for every single one of them. Otherwise, I mean, if they say, for example, they put a Street Fighter had a price of 70 on the Switch, and you could still buy it on Steam or Xbox or PlayStation for 60 or something, and obviously people will just buy the Xbox or the Steam version, and most people would just go with the Steam version at this point. I don't know. They can drive the price of their own games, of their own exclusives.
It's weird that they're not going for a standard, because like Mario Kart is 80, but Donkey Kong Bonanza is 70.
You think, hey, Mr. Tinfoil Hat, you think they're waiting for what's it called?
The new Mario or new Zelda?
No. You think they're waiting for GTA?
No.
You think though they have said people are waiting for GTA to see if they're going to set the price for standard
I
games.
don't think I agree with other companies. Nintendo's, I think, the only company in existence that doesn't care about GTA 6. I truly believe that they care in the sense of, like, they're a video game corporation, so obviously they're looking at it interested, but like I think Nintendo only has a passing interest in what GTA 6 does. Because they're like Nintendo is like I said, I hate to be that guy because I constantly say it, but Nintendo is literally their own ecosystem. Like, it's hard to say what Nintendo really cares about when it's not a Japanese specific thing, because they truly do not care about Western companies generally.
No,
They
yeah.
started to care a little bit more recently, honestly. Like, they are caring a little bit more now, but like I don't think they care what the price point of GTA 6 is. I think they're just gonna price their games what they think, and I think right now is they're not sure. So Mario Kart World is $80, but the new Donkey Kong game is $70. And honestly, I think it's because they know people are going to buy the new Mario Kart game. They don't necessarily know people are going to buy the new Donkey Kong game because it's been a while since he's had a solo game, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So
The
that's
last
probably why. Like, when the new Zelda game and the new Mario game gets announced, I can guarantee you it's probably going to be $80 US, because people, they know that that's
wait,
going to
did Warriors
be
get a
that
price?
they know it's going to sell.
I'm just wondering, did Warriors get a price?
It did not.
It didn't get.
Warriors
I
does
wonder.
not have a
Oh, I
price
didn't.
right now.
Uh,
But that's
I'm trying to
probably,
remember. Did
I'm
it
gonna
get
guess
exclusive?
that's a $70 game. I'm gonna guess that one.
Maybe. Yeah, no, I can see that being
Because
70.
like
It's
basically the more popular games are gonna be more expensive, and the less popular games are gonna be less expensive because they want to sell the less popular ones. Because it's like when the new Mario game comes out, everyone's gonna buy the new Mario game even if it's $80. Like, I I hate to say it, it doesn't matter. People are gonna buy that game. Same with the new Zelda game. You know, especially after the last Mario game being Odyssey, which is, some people argue, the best 3D Mario game ever made. And then with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, the biggest problem with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom is people can't decide which one's the better one. Like though, yeah. So like it's like, especially with the reputation both of those franchises have, they're 100% going to be like, yeah, these are $80 games.
yeah.
So that is the one that's like, okay, that was like, it's true, but with an asterisk. The standard price is
My
not $80,
wallet.
which is great. It's gonna be a depending.
My wallet.
The second one that is actually very close to not true is that the upgrades to the Nintendo Switch 2 edition isn't going to be always paid. There's actually a lot of them that are free. But for some reason Nintendo didn't tell everyone. Like, it just
Wait, what
came out
upgrades?
randomly. So you remember when people were talking about what's it called? The upgrade passes from Switch 1 to Switch 2.
Hmm.
You remember those?
No.
Okay, so basically, for example, if you own Zelda Breath of the Wild for Switch 1, what was thought was you can buy an upgrade pass to play it at better FPS and resolution on Switch 2. Right? And people got pretty angry at that because they had to upgrade a game. First of all, Nintendo's not the only one to do that. Basically, every company does that now, unfortunately. Whether it's a good or bad thing, everyone does that. So Nintendo's kind of just following the trend right now. So it's actually everyone else's fault, because if it didn't work, Nintendo wouldn't do it. But what is actually happening is, it is true. Sometimes you do have to buy a upgrade pass, but for the most part, it is just a free thing you can do.
Oh,
For the most part.
Oh, that's good.
Games like Odyssey, Wonder, Animal Crossing, a bunch of the first party titles are going to be getting free upgrade passes, except for the Zelda games and the new Pokemon ones, because they're being considered like basically DLCs. So you can buy an upgrade pass, and I think it's like $10 or something like that. And I think actually the Zelda Breath of the Wild one is included in the online subscription service as well. So that's kind of cool. We already talked about the physical games aren't going away. So yeah. So the upgrade passes are once again a asterisk that it for some reason Nintendo didn't say that a lot of them are just free, but they just talked about the ones that you have to pay for. But they didn't say that, oh, by the way, there's also a ton of them that are just free. Which is weird. Like, okay. ARMS, Big Brain Academy, Captain Toad, Clubhouse Games, New Builder, New Super Mario Bros. U, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, Odyssey, Super Mario 3D World, Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, and Echoes of Windows are all free. Their upgrade passes are free. But the problem is, I mean, you do have to own a Nintendo Switch too, of course. But like, yeah. And so yeah. And and apparently their reasoning behind it of the, like, for instance, the new Pokemon games, it is a $10 upgrade if you want to, which I feel like, wouldn't you just buy the game for Nintendo Switch 2? Why would you buy the upgrade pass?
Why would you? Yeah,
because that game isn't out yet.
Yeah. I mean, if you're planning to one, get the game originally on the Switch, and then later migrate over to the Switch 2.
Yeah, so like that one makes sense.
You don't need to.
You just buy the Switch 2 version. But for instance, for Breath of the Wild, apparently they actually, like, it's not just a like upscale. They went in and did, like, they redid textures and stuff like that. So it's like they actually went in and did something, which is why they are selling it, because they actually did something. Like, they redid textures to have higher quality and higher resolutions and stuff like that. So I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, I suppose that does make sense.
And it's also, I mean, it's only to be like, not to be too first world country here. It is only $10. So we're like, it's not like they're charging you a whole new game. So, I mean, at least it's not like crazy expensive. Depending on your point of view, I guess that could be wrong, but if you have a problem with it, don't buy it. That would be my big. The reason this is a thing is because other companies have been doing this for years, and people keep buying it. And if people stopped buying it, companies wouldn't do this anymore. So I guess that's my thing for that. That's me getting on a soapbox.
Sort of, not really. It's for my own enjoyment.
Yeah.
Because the harsh realities of life are too harsh that I need to play fantasy games to escape it.
It makes sense. Now.
Help me, Jelly. It's getting harder every day, man. Help me!
I don't know if I can help you.
Now, moving on.
Moving on to the big one. The price of Nintendo Switch 2 is a lot for a lot of people. For the US, it is.
It was.
No, it is.
Still is?
It still is.
Huh.
It's what? $4.99? Oh god, I can't. All my prices are in Canadian.
No, it's not $4.90. Oh wait, actually, yeah, it's hold on, let me double check again. Because I know there's two variants. There's the normal one.
Yeah, there's two variants. I need to find the US prices. Because all I see is it's $4.50 US. The default, the regular. Yeah. It's still a bundle but you get a ton of stuff with the Switch 2, obviously, because you get the Joy-Cons, the controller, the dock, all that type of stuff. But like the standard one is $4.50.
That comes standard.
Yeah.
The controllers and stuff still, but yeah, the normal one is $450. The
Yes.
bundled one with Super Mario Kart World is $500.
Yes.
So
Which
you know,
is
you're paying $50 extra, but you're getting the game.
yeah. Which is $80. So you're technically saving $30 on the game. So yeah,
exactly.
for a lot of people, that was a lot more expensive than they were expecting. Now, not to be a you know, a simp for Nintendo, the Switch 2 is way more powerful than the Switch 1. So it makes sense that there was a price increase. I think we're all expecting a price increase, especially with the times. But I think a lot of people weren't expecting this much of a price increase, especially for countries that aren't the US. Because I don't know,
without the bundle.
Yeah, I don't. Have you seen the Canadian outcry of the Switch 2, Alchem?
I mean, honestly, from what I've seen, the Switch 2 cost relatively $150 more than what the Wii U cost, which was the last console before. No, wait, no, that was the Wii U. Sorry, the Switch. I gotta remember how much the Switch cost.
Yeah,
I remember the Wii U. I don't know why I remember the Wii U.
Yeah, the Switch. Okay, so let me just say the Switch.
Switch costs. Oh wait, it literally costs. Oh no, wait. March, yeah, 20 launch in March with suggested retail price of $299.
Yeah.
So it is a jump from. So yeah, I guess we got
pretty
used
high.
to
It's a pretty high cost.
Yeah, because hilariously, the Wii U, which was the console before that, cost the same exact price, $299, and then the Switch cost $299 as well. And now we've jumped up from $299 now to $450. So yeah, $150 price. Well, $150 price difference, give or take. Not to mention the bundle version, which will basically jump it up to $200 more.
Yeah. So.
But that's if you
okay. So to be fair, so on release in Canada in 2017, the Switch 1 cost $399, right? So it was about $100 more. Mm-hmm. The Switch 2 costs $629 Canadian compared to the $450 US. So even if we were just comparing Canadian, it's almost double. And the bundle costs
that wasn't even with the bundle.
No, that's the standard. That's the standard one.
Oh no.
The bundle costs $700.
Oh, what? It's $100 more. Holy crap.
Actually, let me just double check that real fast.
I mean, don't worry, guys. He's a slime. They're not known for their math.
Yeah, no, yeah. The bundle is $699, so it's $700.
Okay, I hate that he's right with his math. Damn. that is a huge jump.
It is a crazy jump, and even though it's not all games, $80 games in Canada cost $110 about generally, with taxes included. So a game costs over $100 in Canada if it's priced at $80. So the Canadian outcry has been insane because Nintendo everything has become incredibly expensive if they're priced accordingly like that. Like how we all thought they were going to, because it is insanely expensive.
Yeah, especially now for the US, thanks to certain things.
Well, no, you can't even buy it in the US because of certain things.
Well, no. I
you
mean,
can't pre-order.
You can't pre-order.
No, you can't pre-order.
Pre-order has been.
Pre-order has been
canceled. Want to jump into that now?
Yeah, we can talk about it now. I mean, it involves the price, so yeah, you go ahead.
While we've talked about the price currently when it was announced, due to what's going on currently in the U.S. with the tariffs that are being implemented now, Markets are changing. Lots of markets overseas are changing how they're going to charge and what they're going to sell and everything. The Switch is not excluded from that. In fact, they already announced that the pre-order date is being pushed back for the U.S. Around the world, they're fine. They can still, unless that's changed. But from what I remember seeing that notice, they said the pre-order date for the Switch in the U.S. has been changed, and it is likely due to the fact that they might have to change the price for the U.S., which will suck a lot for a lot of U.S. buyers.
I do have to say, Alchem,
we'll have to wait and see.
They didn't say it was changed. They said it was delayed indefinitely.
You realize that they're not saying that they're not going to ship it.
Yeah, but like the pre-order, I don't think they're like, because their official statement was pre-orders for Nintendo Switch 2 in the US will not start on April 9th, 2025 to assess the potential impact of tariffs and evolving market conditions. Exactly. So I'm not, like I said, I wasn't trying to say that they're not shipping to the US, obviously, because that'd be dumb. But I think what they're doing is they might not have pre-orders in the US.
No, but that also means when they say they're trying to assess, that also means they're trying to see
how it goes.
They have to see how much they have to charge in order to gain what they initially wanted.
Yeah.
Calculating the tariffs that are now going to happen. So,
and it does change almost daily, it seems. So
yeah. So for us in the U.S., sadly, it does mean yes, the price of the Switch will change.
Yeah.
We will hear about this probably in the next month.
Probably
around the end of April, maybe around
the best case scenario. The base case scenario is that it doesn't change.
But God, I hope so.
But I mean, unfortunately, it is incredibly hard to predict and have any insight. So, yeah. So yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, that was the debacle for that.
But
outside of that, Alchem,
everything's digital.
Outside of that, Alchem, I'm actually relatively excited for the Switch 2. Even though I'm not buying one. I'm just, excited that Nintendo is finally moving on from the Switch so they can start, making stuff again. Like, obviously they've been still making stuff, but I feel like a lot of stuff in Nintendo's court has been held back because everyone was waiting for the Switch 2.
That's usually what happens before the premiere of a new console.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of stuff was being held back because they were waiting for the Switch 2, and it's like, I'm just excited to see when the Switch 2 finally comes out, just like the ball starts rolling again, Because I feel like we've kind of been waiting for like a good 2 years for this to happen. And it'll be just nice to, one, finally get rid of all those stupid Switch 2 rumors, because they were really annoying. Like every other direct, there was like rumors for Switch 2 stuff.
If they don't announce a Switch 2 this direct, I'm going to, and blah, blah, blah. I just remember seeing those posts on social media.
Yeah, that will be...
Also, the ones for Silksong are also now gone too.
No, those ones for Silksong are not gone because they basically showed nothing. So, like, we still don't actually know anything. Like, we know it's 2025, but they showed 3 seconds of gameplay. But I mean, the biggest problem with Silksong, in my opinion, is that people are like really starting to get really hyped. I'm like, guys, you do realize this is just going to be more Hollow Knight, right? Like, they're not changing the formula of this game. Like, from what I know, it's just going to be more Hollow Knight, which is probably a good thing. But I don't know. I feel like some people are expecting like the best game ever made, but
it's that whole premise of you have this cake, which is like, this flavor, and this cake, which is other flavor. But who the hell cares? More cake.
Yeah.
Like, you literally just get more of a good thing.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. But the problem is I think some people, it's almost like, if you remember, like Duke Nukem Forever is getting to like that scale of like people expecting the best game ever.
Oh, the hype is being
the hype is being built a little too much for a certain set of community inside of this like community, and the problem with that is that those people are generally the loudest, because like that's a small section of the community, but they're generally the loudest, so they also help influence the opinion of people outside of the community, you know. So like when Silksong comes out, Alchem, I can't
Yep.
wait to see for the amount of YouTube videos of like me, like the
They
YouTuber
betrayed us.
the YouTuber sad face with tears in the Photoshop tears in their eyes saying
The
disappointed or something like
thumbnails.
that. Yeah, like because like what this game is, and I'm saying this in a positive manner. This game is going to be Hollow Knight 1.5, most likely. You know, like maybe like it could be like it's going to be Hollow Knight, but better, which is a great thing. But like it's not. I don't think it's gonna be like the mind bending genre define like. It's not gonna destroy the genre norms. You know what I mean? It's still a 2D platformer action game, Metroidvania
No, it's
style.
just
Like it's
I
not
just
going.
feel
It's
like
going to
for
be an
most
amazing
people,
game in that category.
I just feel maybe I'm being too hopeful, but I just feel like it's just basically the finality of something that people have been waiting for a long time. I
Yeah.
don't think there was that much hype built up that it's going to be like genre defining or anything like that. I just feel like mostly these gamers wanted the ones who have been making the biggest hype about it just wanted a conclusion. That's it.
Yeah. I mean,
They
okay.
wanted a conclusion to a good game.
Yeah, I do feel like my opinion on this might be slightly biased only because I've made videos on the Silksong stuff, and some of my some of
you
the
need it for your content.
no, but some of the comments are like, "This better be the best game ever made." It could be people just trying to rage bait and stuff like that in comments, but like,
I feel like it is.
it probably is. But you know, sometimes those people are serious, and that worries me because I want the devs after they make Silksong, I want the devs to continue doing what they do because I think they make an amazing games in this genre. You know, and I'm like, I have this fear that they're gonna stop because people are gonna be so disappointed with Silksong because it's taken too long in their minds. Because honestly, I don't think it's taken too long. I just think they announced it too early. Like it's those problems of devs not being a PR company. Like the devs are devs. Like it's a small team and they're not PR people. So like they're excited and they want to tell you about stuff. But the problem is that like, you know, it's still a couple years away at least. And so when they announced it in 2019, they truly did believe that they were going to be releasing soon. But
no, these indie companies that made their hit that like just everyone loves and the world has fell in love with.
Yeah.
No, they are now held to the same standards as a AAA company.
Yeah.
And how dare they take forever to make this game that I want to play? How dare they take forever to tell me news about it?
And
they don't give me the same professionalism as a third party, as a AAA company.
Yeah.
How dare no? Actually, you know, this is all satire. For the love of
Yeah.
God, please don't anyone believe me.
I'm pretty sure you were pretty. That was pretty known that you were being sarcastic there. But
you never know.
It's true. You never know. Some people don't really. Some people don't get sarcasm. But I do feel like you know it's a fear. It's a fear, Alchem. But like I hope that my fear is just because I've hit that either people trying to bait me into saying something, or I've hit that small community that really do care, but they're not big enough to actually matter. You know what I mean?
There's only one game developer that I ever felt hit that mark where they got too hurt or too offended or too anything by the gaming community that fostered around them when their game when their game came out. There's only one that I could ever think of, and it's crap.
It's the guy who made Fez, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, Fez. That's it.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's the only one I ever thought of whenever it comes to like the community driving the creator to no longer want to make. So
and that was really extreme.
But yeah, that was one of the most extreme examples. I don't think the Hollow Knight devs have to worry about that at all.
Yeah, like I said, I could be being slightly hyperbolic because
it could.
It just sometimes I get worried for stuff like this because I always you know what it is, Alchem? I am incredibly worried about hype. Hype, I think, is a very useful tool, but also it's like a double. Yeah, that was what I was gonna say. It's a double-edged sword of usefulness because it hits, it hurts just as hard as it hits.
Yeah, no,
especially in video games, the past like 5 years.
If it hits, then it means your game is going to be noticed by everyone.
I mean, if it hits, it's like games like Stardew Valley. You know, it's like Stardew Valley or Lethal Company or Repo recently. It's like if it hits
everyone
hard, it explodes.
Yep. And now everyone is expecting more from you, or expecting the same level of quality or better.
Yeah.
And I mean, sometimes no, you can't. You cannot replicate it. You
Yeah.
can make lightning hit twice. Sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of times you can't do it. But I mean, it doesn't hurt to try. But the problem is the gaming community can be very harsh and unforgiving.
Yeah, it can be.
Yeah.
I mean, also the biggest problem with the gaming community also is the majority of them play video games and enjoy it and don't talk about it. So like
That's
the
true.
loudest voices, the loudest voices in the game community are also the most dedicated and hardcore, so they're also the most critical, which is a good, like, once again, is a double-edged sword, because they're 100% your most dedicated players, but like they're also the people who are probably complaining the most. But they also don't represent the vast majority of players. It's like the Steam reviews of, I hate this game, never play it or never install it, 4,000 hours on. You know, it's like those types of people, you know? It's like every Counter-Strike 2 review. It's like, I hate this game, never play it, don't play it. But the person posted the review has 20k hours when they made the review, and then they played it for another 10k hours after. Like, it's kind of like those, like, that's the problem that I think that, you know, sometimes we see, is because the loudest people are generally the minority of people. So hopefully, I'm hoping that is true for Silksong and a bunch of these other games. It's like, I had the same problem with Duskbloods, because the crazy excitement for Duskbloods was insane, and then when it was revealed that it was a PvP game, I've never seen people like double back on what they were saying so hard.
Yeah.
You know? And honestly, I don't know about you, Alchem. I don't know how into the Dark Souls style games that FromSoft has made. I don't know how into you are into those types of games, but I'm kind of interested in a PvP focused like From Software game. They've never really done that before, and I'm kind of interested on what their idea of a PvP game is with their framework.
I mean, Jelly, I'll just tell you this: Dark Souls already has basically PvP.
No. I'm not saying like, but this is a Duskbloods is a PvP game.
Yeah, I know.
Dark Souls is not a, like, you wouldn't classify Dark Souls as a PvP game, though. You know what I mean? Like, true. It has PvP, but I'm just saying, like, I'm interested in seeing if Duskbloods is just Dark Souls PvP or Elden Ring PvP, I'm fine with that. That's interesting. But like, I'm interested in seeing, like, since they're focusing on the PvP aspect, what does that mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like
I'll say this, why I think most people kind of double back on it is because when I say Dark Souls is a PvP game, I don't mean that you can invade people and go into their world and like disrupt stuff. What I'm referring to is like the community, especially Dark Souls 2 that I saw, Dark Souls 3 too. People literally got to the point where they mastered the game, they beat everyone, and they basically, a majority of the community just found a place that was like a small little arena-like area where they could just meet, load into.
Dark Souls 3 had that too.
Yeah, and then just PvP each other. And I mean, that was fun and all, but I don't know.
That was a small portion of the community, though. That was a small portion of the community.
I mean, I played on console. I didn't even join any community. Even I found it.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know.
I'm not saying it's not a non-significant, but I'm just saying it's interesting. It'd be interesting to see a game-based stuff of that. You know,
your PvP, yeah.
Because from what we know, Duskblades is an 8-player PvPvE game, but the PvP is first.
Yeah, that's why
I'm curious what From Software's idea of that is. You know what I mean? Because like Night Ring, which is the game coming out that basically reuses all of the Elden Ring assets, that's their idea of a co-op game. And like when you think of co-op, you don't think of that game, you know? But that's what they think of when they think co-op. So From Software is built different, and they're weird.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't change them for anything, but I want to know what they think of like when they say PvP, I actually, like, I have an idea of what they mean, because obviously they've done PvP before, but it's never been the focus. it's the focus in this game. So I'm curious when it's the focus,
what direction they're
what
going
direction
to,
they go.
or
Yeah, because just like in the Elden Ring Night Rain, I think it's called, all the Elden Ring, Dark Souls, even I think Bloodborne has it too, right? They all have co-op in the game technically, but that one co-op is the focus. So I'm just curious, you know.
yeah,
It just sucks that I'm gonna have to buy a Switch 2 in order to play this game. Because it's exclusive. This one, Duskbloods, is exclusive to Switch 2. Nintendo forked over the money and said, make a game for us. And From Software said, we'll take this bag of money, of course.
I'm like, bet.
Yeah. It's not the first time they've done it, so yeah. So yeah. That was the Direct and the Switch 2.
And our impressions of it.
Yeah, it was interesting. I think overall a good thing. Still sad about the price. I'm crying my Canadian tears.
Same.
And I guess it's a wait and see how it goes. I'm super excited about the actual specs. Funny enough, we didn't actually talk about the specs of the Switch 2, but like, I'm super excited for like it's actually going to be a relatively powerful console, especially compared to the Switch 1. From what, at least from all the tech nerds that I've follow and watch, it's basically equivalent to like the PlayStation 4, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be cool to see that. So yeah, I got a couple more things to say, a couple more stories, which they can be pretty fast though, depending on how we go. But Alchem, did you see that Monster Hunter Wilds, first of all, hit 10 million copies sold, so clap to them, and has been officially labeled the best-selling game for Capcom ever. It is set a world record for Capcom in its first month. It is the best-selling game in its first month ever for any Capcom game ever. Right. And it was already setting history because it was the Monster Hunter Wilds is also the fastest-selling game for Capcom in the first 3 days. But now even in the first month, it broke another record for Capcom. Right. So yeah, Wilds is wildly successful.
Yeah, for Capcom, they really had the park with it. I mean, it's been a great series. It's been a great series since it came out. It just was very niche at the beginning. Worlds literally put it on the map worldwide. Everyone
put it on the map. Yeah.
Rise was mediocre at best, but I mean, people loved Rise.
I mean, the problem was Rise was a Switch game. The problem was Rise was a Switch game.
Yeah, it was a Switch exclusive. Then later came out for the consoles and for every other one. But everyone loved World more. Everyone really did love World a lot more. And Rise comes out and just hits it out of the park. Everyone loves it. Everyone is happy. Wilds comes out and everyone loves it. And I've been enjoying the heck out of it.
I've once again another gamer credit can be taken away. I'm still not out of the tutorial. I just look, Alchem. See, there's the I've relapsed, Alchem. I can't stop. Okay, no, I can't stop. It's fine. It's fine. I can stop anytime. I don't want to talk about it. Okay, it's fine. I'm fine. You're fine. I'll play other video games other than League of Legends at some point. Maybe one day. Maybe. Who knows?
Maybe. To relapse and can't play.
It's okay. I play the finals as well with you sometimes. I play other video games. It's just, League of Legends.
You just play it because I'm bad, so you're just like, oh, well, no, I'm not playing this no more.
That's not true. I play every time I see you play it, I join. I don't see you every time when you play it, though. That's another problem.
He just plays because he just joins me because I'm so bad. It kind of deters him from playing anymore, so he goes back.
What do you mean, Alchem? It's really easy to farm points off of you because you get hit. So you're just standing there getting hit so often. I get so much healing stats off of you. I farm you for healing stats, actually.
I have no comment.
The same with cheeses. The same with cheeses. I just
I
sit
have
in
no
the corner
comment.
and I sit in the corner and heal cheeses for stat farming. Okay.
I'm getting better to the point where I understand what you mean because I actually do that now. Now that I'm healing as a medium class more
Yeah,
often, I find out
that's literally what I do. I
uh,
crouch and hide behind a wall and heal people,
yeah,
and then
I'm starting to
my
do that.
healing runs out and
It
then
works.
I shoot them.
Yep. Yep. And because you're not getting shot, meanwhile you're healing someone, whatever damage you had taken is already starting to heal up too. So by the time you're done healing, you're back to your health too.
Yep.
So you can just shoot.
And if you're using any of your gadgets, your cooldowns are probably up as well, so you can use more of your gadgets too. So
Yep. So it works. But yeah.
So yeah.
I'm not a gamer. Not a gamer.
Yeah, I know. My gamer credit is always going down. I can't help it. My League of Legends, yeah, but here's the thing, Alka. My League of Legends credit is going up, so I don't know if that's a good thing, but it's definitely going up.
Like normal gamer credit downward slope, league credit just upward slope. You're like,
Look, Alchem, I've stopped playing the casual modes and I've started playing normals now. So I'm like, I'm one more away from playing ranked. I'm one game mode away from playing ranked.
Oh my god, no, you're going back to ranked?
No, honestly, Alchem, in all seriousness, I don't think I'm going back to ranked. I don't enjoy. The problem is the reason I'm enjoying it so much right now is for the most part, people aren't getting angry at each other, and the fact that I have all chat turned off. So that
maybe that's it.
It could be that. Because like this is the first time I've solo queued League in a long time and enjoyed it. So it also helps that I switched lanes. I used to play a lot of support and now I'm playing a lot of mid lane. So who knows? Who knows? So sorry.
No, I was remembering back when sometimes when I did play with you or did watch a stream, you did do that.
Yeah,
you did play that.
The first, did I ever tell you, Malcolm? I started streaming in 2015.
Oh.
And I was playing League. I streamed League, like on the weekends, with my friends.
Oh, wow.
And the way I streamed it was I didn't understand, like, game capture and stuff like that, so I streamed my webcam pointing at the screen. Like, I was, like, super, like, I had a camera pointing at my monitor. It was awful. I wish I could tell you. I wish I could show you, but no footage survived. I wish I could show you, honestly, but nothing survived. But, like, it was so... I remembered it was so bad. It was so funny. And it was also a really crappy webcam. It was, like, a really bad webcam outcome, so my voice, it was like Xbox mic times 2. Like, it was really bad.
I don't think it would be that bad. It probably was pretty good.
Here's the problem, Alchem. I didn't understand settings. So I had a good microphone, but on the stream, there was the webcam mic, and I didn't understand how to, like, change the webcam. Like, I didn't understand how to change microphones. So it was using the microphone mic, or the webcam mic, which wasn't good. But I had a good microphone, so my friends could hear me fine because I knew how to change the microphone settings for that. But for stream, I had no idea how to. So it was just using the webcam mic. Like I said, I was able to see it. I was like, wow, this is really bad. But unfortunately, none of it survived. So I can't. I had it on an old hard drive, and the last time I think that hard drive doesn't exist anymore, unfortunately. It died, so I cannot show you. But yeah, that was a small tangent. So yeah, Monster Hunter is doing really crazy well. I will play more of it at some point, I promise. Someday. Alchem. Okay, this is a genuine question because, funny enough, God. This episode is actually just my gamer credit going down every time. Okay, Alchem, have you played the Deus Ex games?
No, I haven't played those.
Any of the Deus Ex games?
No, unfortunately, that was just one that I never jumped into.
You just never... So I've played the original Deus Ex, but I haven't played the ones, Deus Ex, Mankind Divided and Deus Ex Human Revolution. Human Revolution was the first one, and then Mankind Divided came out. because apparently a new Deus Ex game is being pitched at Eidos Montreal. The reason I'm bringing this up, Alchem, because I'm super surprised because I don't know if their Eidos Montreal still exists because they fired a bunch of people recently.
Yeah, wait a minute. I was about to be like, wasn't it the thing? Didn't we talk about that previously?
We did.
Yeah.
80 people, like, with it, like, 80 people got fired there. I don't know who is still working at Eidos Montreal. Like, apparently, I guess there's still enough people to be a team, but I thought Eidos Montreal was going to be closing soon because they were fired. They got a lot of people got laid off. But apparently, they're still doing it, and they're pitching a new Deus Ex game, which is interesting because, unfortunately, as I don't know if you remember, Alchem, Eidos Montreal is owned by the company that is falling apart. I can't remember their name now. Yep. Oh God, 1 second. I need to Google something. They are owned by Embracer Group, if you remember them. Like, Embracer Group is like collapsing. Eidos Montreal is owned by them. So I'm surprised they're still alive, honestly.
What's the problem? They're independent, or are they like some big company? Or like,
no, Embracer Group. Embracer Group owns Eidos Montreal. And Embracer Group is a conglomerate of European hedge funds and stuff like that.
I don't know why my brain. This would just made me funny. I just thought maybe they're just trying to do this whole. You see this team over here. They're like pointing at like Repo or Lethal Company. Those little teams with like 15 to 20 people, and like they sold it. It's like, you see these guys? They built this giant ass game that built them millions. And I'm just thinking back to the first Iron Man, where it's like,
like,
they were able to build this in a cave.
With the box of straps. Yeah.
I'm just thinking, they're trying to do that play.
Well, it's also because, unfortunately, Eidos Montreal has been working on a bunch of games in the past couple of years because they haven't made a game in a long time, but they were all canceled. So, like, unfortunately, it's like all a bunch of wasted money and potential. So,
salvaging?
I don't know. The problem is that I don't know. They've been like Embracer.
All we can do is speculate.
Because the one thing we know for sure is that Eidos Montreal was working on a game for at least 2 years before it was canceled last year by Embracer Group.
Yes.
And then after that, a bunch of people were laid off, and then recently 75 more people were laid off. So, like, this is the second or third round of layoffs in Eidos Montreal specifically. So, like, I don't know.
Huh.
And honestly, it's kind of sad to say it, Alchem. I don't know if I want them to make a new Deus Ex game because I don't think it's going to be good. Because people can have problems with like when the fans of Deus Ex talk about Deus Ex, there's like the people who love the old school games and the people who like the newer ones, the Human Revolution and Mankind Divided.
Yeah.
The one thing is not entirely Eidos Montreal's fault because Mankind Divided, I guess spoilers slightly, ends on a cliffhanger because there was supposed to be a third game, but the third game was canceled, which isn't necessarily Eidos Montreal's fault. You know what I mean? Like, they were making a third game for a couple years and then it was canceled, and then the head developer of the Human Revolution and Mankind Divided left the company after the third one was canceled. And I can't remember where he went. He went somewhere though. So like, and the problem is like, I don't necessarily think Eidos Montreal would make a bad one, but all the people that made the Human Revolution and Mankind Divided, I don't think work there anymore because they've been like, there's been like 3 rounds of layoffs at least. So it's like,
so the creative minds behind them are gone.
And Deus Ex is is an immersive sim RPG. Like, that doesn't, like, I hate to say it, but that's not $1 billion idea. Like, those games don't sell tens of millions of copies. They sell enough, but like, Embracer Group needs millions and millions and millions of dollars because they're so badly in debt. if I remember correctly, Embracer Group is literally in debt, and I think the debt starts with a B. Like, they're in billions of dollars of debt, I'm pretty sure. So, like, they're screwed. So, like, they need... I don't know, man. A Deus Ex game doesn't sound like... I hope... Basically, what I'm doing... They need, like, 5 repos, man.
They need a Pal World.
What they need is they need a Lethal Company where one guy makes a game and makes $20 million, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Or Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
Honestly, Alchem, I really want Embracer Group just to sell Eidos Montreal or the Deus Ex IP. Because another sad thing is that they also owned Embracer Group also owns Tomb Raider as well, and the Tomb Raider games are cool, but unfortunately, Embracer Group owns them. So I hope they sell the IPs. I don't actually care about Embracer Group. I hope Embracer Group burns, but like, I want them to sell these IPs or they finally go under so they can like auction this stuff off to people that actually want them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It would suck if Embracer Group gets closed down because of this, but I'm sure a new team can be set up. So yeah. And I have 2 more stories for you, Alchem. One of them is really funny, and one of them is funny and sad. The funny and sad one involves Balatro. Okay. Because, Alchem, like I said, it's funny but also sad. So, Alchem, Balatro. Right? We've talked about Balatro before in the news. We've talked about it before because the rating became a PEGI 18 rating in Australia and a couple of European countries because of gambling.
That's because it's gambling.
Yes. Obviously. So, Alchem, on the same note, Balatro YouTube videos have been getting age restricted because of gambling related content. And Local Thunk, the developer of Balatro, is so sick and tired of this. He went on a pretty funny, like I said, it's funny but sad, a funny, not rant, but quotes from this. Because his direct quote, "Good thing we are protecting children from knowing what 4 of a kind is and letting them watch CS case openings and videos instead." Oh my, he is so done with it. He is so done with everything.
What can you do at that point? He fought so hard. He beat the ESRB to finally get them to change the rating.
Yeah.
And then
the PEGI rating. The PEGI rating.
Yeah, the PEGI rating. And then just YouTube, just in all their lack of anything, honestly, rationale, reasoning, foresight, just even manpower.
Yeah.
Just like has their automated system just label it as gambling.
Yep. Because there's cards. Because, I mean, you and I have played a ton of Balatro. Yeah, you and I have played a ton of Balatro. Balatro is not gambling.
It's not.
It is not gambling. It's literally, not even close.
You're playing what? What are you playing? Poker?
I guess technically there are poker hands in Balatro.
Yeah,
but it is not gambling.
Really playing poker. I mean, you're not even basically playing poker. You're kind of playing it via the rules of poker, but you are decimating it with what you can do with your combos and the cards and everything, and how the actual game plays.
It's a video game. It's not gambling at all.
You're not gambling.
Like it's like why the biggest frustration about Balatro is the only attachment to gambling it has is that there technically are poker hands, but you're not playing poker. There's just 3 of a kind, full house, 2 pair, 1 pair. Like that's the only thing, and it's super annoying. And I found it very funny because he's throwing shade at the Counter-Strike case opening stuff because that has been
that's legit gambling.
It's literally gambling.
They're literally gambling on just openings of those packs
and there's been
seeing what they get.
And there's also been a lot of evidence that a lot of the people that love Counter-Strike skin gambling started way before the legal age, way before it. Like some of the people that are playing now started at like 12. And it's been pretty well documented that these people are now gambling addicts, and they started with Counter-Strike skin gambling. And it's a really bad. Not, unfortunately, not through the law, because they're not technically gambling.
No, but I mean, if they started at 12, most of these sites will let you do this stuff at like 13.
Nope. Because it's not gambling.
My God.
They have a loophole, Alchem. It is not gambling on their websites. It's technically, I think some of them count as sweepstakes at like best, because they give like 1 cent for free or something. I don't know, man. I don't know enough. I've watched a bunch of videos, but I don't know enough. Honestly, Alchem, I know you watch him, so I would recommend, if you haven't, you should watch the CoffeeZilla series, the 3-part series he did on it. He did a 3-part series, and if you haven't watched it, you should definitely watch it.
No, I've watched it. I know exactly.
I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. And as the final story, Alchem, because we don't need to talk about this too much, but we've talked. I don't think we talked about this on the podcast. I think we were talking about it just you and I, just randomly when we were just hanging out or something. But Hooters survived their bankruptcy. Do you remember when we talked about Hooters and they filed for bankruptcy?
Is it spring already?
Yeah. The restaurant chain Hooters has filed for bankruptcy, but will sell all 151 company-owned locations to a founder-backed group. So they sold. They sold to someone else, basically. So all the thing. Right. It'd be interesting to see if this is true or not, but who knows?
Still Hooters?
We'll see. We'll see.
What are they going to be now? Where am I going to get my wings now?
I mean, the problem is that this technically was. Here's the problem. I found this, and some of the posting, like some of the news stuff, links back to like April 1st articles. So I'm not sure if this is an April Fool's joke, but here's the problem. I know Hooters did file for bankruptcy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did.
So like, it is true that they are looking for a buyer. So I don't know if this is an April Fool's joke or not, but the problem is that like some of it's true. Like I know Hooters filed for bankruptcy. So like them selling isn't like, that's not like a crazy thought. Like, yeah, they sold to someone else. Like that's not a crazy thought.
If this news came from the first, then can't be taken. It can be taken with a grain of salt.
I mean,
the bankruptcy thing is true.
The bankruptcy is true. Them actually selling, maybe is not true, but we'll see.
Yeah. No, that's to be determined.
Yeah, to be determined. But yeah, so that was all. Like I said, that was a quick last one, a funny one. But yeah, that's all the stuff. Honestly, Alchem. Okay, wait. Be honest with me. Have you actually been to Hooters?
Yeah, once.
Hooters doesn't really exist outside of the U.S., so I've never been.
I've only been once with a couple of friends from college. All of us were just like, we want wings, but like the only other place we knew was Buffalo Wild Wings and Wingstop, but we wanted to be in a place we could chill at. And Hooters was like, all of us were like, how about, we kind of joked around with the idea first, and then we're just like, we realized none of us have ever been. So we're just like, fuck it, let's just go. I mean,
did you enjoy it?
Reference in movies and stuff. It was all right. The wings weren't actually not bad. I mean, I'll be dead ass honest with you. But none of us really care that much for the ladies who. Yes, they were attractive. They looked nice. I mean, they are dressed.
They're dressed as in the Hooters thing, right?
Yeah, they are dressed to draw the eyes. But I'll be dead ass honest with you. We wanted.
We just wanted wings. Yeah.
No guys come to Hooters because they want to see the girls. They really just want to come for some cheap ass wings, and maybe they want to watch the game or something, or they're just just messing around with their friends. They're just having a good time with.
The problem with Hooters is that their model kind of lost thing when the internet existed. Yeah. Like if you want to, I've seen more Hooters on the internet than I've ever been, and I don't even think Hooters exists in Canada. Honestly, like
it's literally it's just cheap wings, and that's it. And I remember another time where we went. I went with my roommate way back when we went to a con because we were just like, damn, we just want something cheap, something nice, and we're looking around. Everything looks kind of expensive.
Hooters exists in Canada.
Yeah, and then we saw Hooters and we're like, oh shit, let's just get Hooters then. All right.
Oh, it's in It's in Niagara Falls for me. That's why. There's a location in Niagara Falls because that's a tourist attraction. Of course, Hooters is there.
Of course it is.
Because it also shares a border with the U.S. So that makes sense.
Of course it is.
Yeah. Okay. So that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I looked up Hooters locations in Canada. There is literally 4 locations in all of Canada.
Damn, is it like a sacred place for you guys? Jeez.
I've never been. I've never been, man. I've never been.
It's and wings. That's all, guys. Then. And for
I mean, honestly, I hope this is true only because I want them to update their business model, because I think the whole sexy waitresses can totally still work, but it's like the problem is like their idea of sexy is like in like the 50s.
Their idea of
like
sexy
or it's like 60s. It's boring.
Yeah.
It's boring.
It's white t-shirts, big titted girls, and just very short shorts, and that's it. But the problem is,
I'm okay with that. But like, why can't you have different types of uniforms? You know what I mean? Like
the thing is, the idea is sexualization, but you can only go so far. Because
you can only go so
you start
far.
Going into like, you go into to the territory of this is kind of
like this
not good.
Yeah,
illegal kind of.
I mean, I'm sure you could find a way. I think they could be more creative, at least.
Yeah,
I think you could be more creative while still not being like just like
maid cafes.
Disrespectful. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we need maid cafes.
I've been to a maid. There's maid cafes here. I've been to a maid cafe.
Nice. I've only been to one because of a con, and I'm like, I want an actual like normal maid cafe.
I was at a maid cafe. They were singing. They were doing the whole thing. I was like, nice. I had coffee. I had some cookies. It's pretty good cookies, honestly. Honestly, I'd go back for I'd go back for the cookies, honestly.
Just what I wouldn't give to just have a nice hot just a hot busty old woman, probably Latina based, dressed up as a maid, serve me an omelet with the word like love with a heart on it. I hope somebody's taking notes about this, and then that would be a nice little experience.
I say you never do that for him ever, like just never. And then when you're arguing about him with something, like I said, as this person is taking notes, what you should do is when you're arguing with him about something, you say to him that, oh, I guess I'll just never, that's delayed another 6 months or something like that, or delayed another year. Every time he disagrees with you, just keep delaying it. Or tell him to put on the maid dress.
Never.
He's got the thighs for it. He's got the thighs for it. I know.
Hey.
I know it existed. I remember that picture, Alchem. Anyway, do some shoutouts, Alchem. Speaking of Alchem's thighs, do some shoutouts.
Thanks, guys. This stream has been brought to you by our sponsors, because we put the effort into doing this. My name is Alchem. I am a Tanuki VTuber. Normally on stream, I look like a ram. That will probably change in the future, but for now, I like this look when I do the stream. You can catch me live streaming gaming usually. Sometimes VR chat exploration over on Twitch and YouTube. I am also slowly trying to transition over to TikTok as well, trying to live stream there. I actually did my first live stream on TikTok about 2 days ago.
Nice.
And so you can catch me on those platforms. I also post regular postings on Twitter, although I haven't done so in about a week. I need to get to work on that. On YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, I put shorts out there. Shorts and other things. Excuse me, got the hiccups.
It's okay.
But
power through.
Catch me there. And for those who are watching live, thank you so much. If you guys want to support me, whether you're on YouTube, Twitch, or any other platform you happen to see this on, feel free to stop by, say hi, and if you ever want to support me in any other way, there are multiple ways, most posted on the listings, and I would appreciate it if you do. But yeah, thank you all so much for stopping by for our usual podcast hosted by, co-hosted by me and by the Techno Jelly. Now take it away, Dylan.
Yes, I am the Tech Jelly. Thank you everyone for being here and supporting the podcast. I am once again trying to figure out how to put this podcast on other platforms. It's not as simple as you would think. It's really weird. And yeah, we'll see if I can actually get that going. Hopefully, I'm trying. If you would like to support here, please if go over to my YouTube channel, subscribe. I really appreciate it. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers to my YouTube channel, and once we do, I'll be doing a Q&A video if anyone is interested in that, so please subscribe. If you'd like to support this podcast directly, please support it on the Patreon at the Techno Jelly. There's been a slight problem with the Patreon because I've reached the limit of videos I can upload, so I can't actually upload the full things anymore. So I might have to change how the Patreon rewards go. We'll see. I'll keep everyone up to date on that as well. If you'd like to check me out on other platforms, I have a Twitch where I stream randomly, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, and Threads. If you'd like to check me out on any of those social media platforms at the Techno Jelly. Thank you everyone for watching Two Buds One Podcast, episode 44. I think, yep, 44. Thank you everyone for watching, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye, everyone.
Later, guys.